Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Tommy with the Real Tommy UnLeashed show from IQ Podcast Studios out of Coronado, California. My first show back in 2023, I had to take a short break due to family illness, but I'm back ready to roll this year with my first guest, amazing person who I was just recently introduced to, and that's Carla Lemon, who is the executive director of VetCare. That's a 501(c) nonprofit that assists veterans, and it's very multifaceted and amazing organization, which is headquartered right down the road from me in Corona, California. So, Carla, why don't you tell me about yourself, your background, and then your organization?
Hi, Tommy. Thanks for having me today. I really appreciate it. It's great to be here with you. Um, let's see. I been in the legal world prior to this for 17 years, assisting attorneys, and then decided to break off and start my own real estate practice. And that lasted about 15 years. And while I was practicing real estate, a company, USA Homeownership Foundation, Inc., started DBA, Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, VA Rep. And
Mhm.
they are a 501(c)(3 that also assists veterans. And that they've been around now, I think we're going into the 12th year. So I volunteered with them for 5 years, helped launch their very first membership chapter up in Sacramento, California. And then the founder was kind enough to offer me a job as association director and held that position for a number of years, moved up to executive director for the last few years. And from that, all of our members were really passionate about being able to help veterans in more ways than just in the real estate realm. And so we had one program, it was our philanthropic program called Stop, Drop, and Push. And that was a program to try to help stop the 22 a day veteran suicide rate by offering grant funds to help get the veterans to alternative therapy programs. A lot of times the programs are free, but the veterans can't get there. So we offered gap funding. From there, we launched VetCares Inc. and we launched it last year, and we brought all the philanthropic over into VetCare. So we are a full philanthropic program, 501(c)(3 nonprofit, and we are very thankful for all of our members for encouraging us to go ahead and launch this so that we are able to help more veterans in many more different ways.
Now, you offer through your program like a getaway vacation, fishing. Is it hunting also
Yeah, we
programs?
have launched what's called one of our grant programs is called Camp Cares, and it is in Montana, Paradise Valley, Montana. And what that is it's really a healing program. It's not a vacation.
Okay.
So the healing program consists of right now it's based around fly fishing, teaching veterans fly fishing. We have an instructional day and then 2 days out on the river and with professional guides. And then we also have a counseling session, but we refer to them as we have a professional veteran guide who
Hmm.
has a specific program. And then in the evenings, they are asked to be a part of the structured program in the evenings, and it connects the dots to transitioning and healing some of their wounds and scars and transitioning into civilian life and what they experienced in combat and connecting that with nature and what they experienced
Hmm.
on the river and bringing all those things together to give them some tools to be able to go back home and use those tools that they experienced in Montana to continue healing through and transitioning as they move forward.
Oh, very nice. How long is that program then?
So they would fly in. It's about, see, they usually fly in on a Tuesday and leave on a Saturday.
Okay, so about 5 days roughly with
Yeah.
travel. So,
Mhm.
uh, what's your feedback on that?
Well, we held our first camp last year, and we had a Purple Heart recipient and 2 combat warriors, and they really enjoyed it. I think there was from their experience, I think they were at first the beauty of Montana was the first thing that's noticed and how vast
Hmm.
it is and big. And then just taking a day to settle in and relax and learning to just take a breath and then really enjoying the experience. And the teaching of fly fishing is something that takes their mind off of everything else. They are able to focus on a new learning experience, and that does take quite a bit of focus to learn. Fly fishing takes time and it takes patience. So that we've got some really good feedback. In the evening, we after we finish with dinner, we sit around the fireplace and talk with the veteran guide and try to just have some good discussion to help them.
Oh, very, very nice. I know fly fishing is really involved. I've never done it. I like to fish, but I never attempted fly fishing. And I assumed there had to be some type of learning curve there. Just when I
There is.
watch videos of fly fisher people, it's pretty interesting. And how you do that, because isn't it like you trick the fish into thinking that like a bug or something has landed on the water and they go for it? Isn't
That's
that what?
right.
But
Yeah,
you
the
gotta you
flies.
gotta do it. You have to do
Yeah,
it in just the right way to do it.
yes. Yeah, there's a skill to it, but it's not as hard. It's just practice is what it really is, just like anything else.
Well, yeah, I could see why that would be a fun endeavor for these vets to do, take their mind off of issues and give them focus to learn something new and get some accomplishment out of it also.
Mhm.
Uh, so when you have this session, like you said, you had your first one. Are there a maximum number of vets that can come to this? Or
Well, we have well, there'd be somewhere between 4 and 6 veterans for each camp session that we hold, and that just depends on where the veteran guide is coming from as well. If
okay,
it's if it's local, that shores up one of the other cabins. So we have 6 cabins total. So it just depends on who's running the program and where they're from, on then determining the amount of space we have left over.
okay, I see. Are those cabins or individual cabins for each vet?
They are.
Nice, very nice. You sent a picture of that, and I put it in our promo advertising of these little, I assume, like efficiencies. Probably
Yes.
probably just
Yeah.
perfect for that type of setting.
Yeah.
Uh,
They have their own coffee pot in case they want to get up early before we start making coffee. They can have their own.
oh,
There's a
nice.
little bar sink, a microwave, refrigerator, um, and then you walk in and that's the main room and the bed is there. They each have a queen size bed and their own bathroom. And then there's 2 small bunks in there as well. So that's usually where they store all their belongings and
Sure.
while they're there.
Oh, oh, very nice. When's your next one coming up?
Uh, we're hopeful for to be able to have one in August and September this year.
Okay. I imagine a lot of planning has to go into just one of those events. You have all
Yeah, I
your
think
logistics and
yeah, there's a lot of logistics, the flights, the travel time, getting them booked, and then also their schedules. Because if they have children and family and work, then they have to try
right.
to maneuver through that and plan ahead of time. And then there's the summer.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. So the tent in the background that we pitched that tent and that acted as our mess hall, and then we have
Okay.
a big barbecue that one of the lodges here donated to us for the week. It's on wheels, and so it's a really big barbecue that we just wheel up, and so we
Nice.
do a lot of the cooking outside. And then the one of the challenges, of course, in Montana is with all the fly fishing guides. Summer is the hot season, so they're trying to get them booked and scheduled just in enough time that they don't overbook, and then we're not able to. So there's, we've got to make sure we have somebody available for that, and then that could take anywhere from 2 to 4 boats as well.
Okay.
So there's some logistics but it's
Mm.
once you've done it, then you know the ins and outs, and it's not too bad.
It's like any operation that you're doing.
Sure.
You get all the kinks worked out of it.
Yep.
How does vet apply for this program?
Well, just like all of our grants, we have 3 other grants as well, and I can cover those if you like too. But
Yes, please.
if you go to vetcares.org, that's our website. And then they can click on the programs they're interested in and submit an application. Right now, our application process is closed. We'll be opening it up sometime in April for this year. We had to do some more fundraising to get some funds in to be able to make sure that we're offering as many grants as we can this year.
Okay.
So the other grants that we offer is the Stop Drop Push campaign that I spoke about earlier, where if they find an alternative therapy program they want to attend to, and if they can't make it there, they can apply for gap funding, so we can help get them there. We can sometimes the alternative therapy programs are local, so they can drive, and maybe they need gas money or they need a hotel, or sometimes we fly them to where they need to go. So it just depends. Each one is different for their needs to help them heal in the best way that is going to be suited for them. And then we have a military and veterans emergency grant. This provides emergency funds to military and veterans in times of need. So if they have an unfortunate circumstance that they weren't expecting, maybe they've lost a job, or there's been a death in the family, and that's really disrupted things, and they just need a one-time hand up to get over a tight situation that they're in. And that's usually has also low to moderate income requirements. So there really needs to be the need has to be there for that grant. And of course, we all know that there is a need for the veterans for those types of grant. So that they can apply for that one. The other one we have is our Callaway closing cost grant. So from our VA rep company, that's where we implemented the Callaway closing cost grant, because that is based around the VA loan benefit and housing and financial literacy, and making sure that we are assisting our veterans in successful home ownership. So the Callaway closing cost grant is a $2,000 grant, again, low to moderate income requirements, and we work with their lender to make sure that that's met. And that is a $2,000 gift that would be sent to the title company at close of escrow. So those are the 4 grants we offer currently.
Now, your associate that I've worked with, Kim Wilburn, is that the part that she manages because she works with titles?
No, she's actually helping out at VA rep. So the VetCares grant programs are all separate from that.
Oh, okay. It's totally separate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like an
But
addition.
she's been extremely helpful over at VA rep, and we really appreciate her.
Yes, thank you. Would you like to explain a little bit about VA reps, or is that?
Yeah, sure. I can go into VA rep. Let me stay on VetCares for just a minute.
Yeah, I just want to give our listeners as much exposure to what your programs are as I can.
I really appreciate that.
We
especially as VetCares, this is our second year, so it's new, and so people are just now learning about it. So if you happen to be in the Las Vegas area at any time, or if you live there, we launched our very first VetCares thrift store last year. And It is on Decatur Boulevard near Sahara, if you're familiar with Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And so that thrift store is actually a perfect timing for a thrift store with the economy being the way it is. People really are looking for good quality furniture at a lower price. And so we receive donations, and we have a chapter. The VA rep has a chapter in Las Vegas, and they've been very instrumental in helping that thrift store get up and running. And they tell all of their real estate colleagues about it. The real estate industry is telling their clients about it. So when people are moving or transitioning, then they're donating a lot of their furniture to our thrift store. It's a home furnishings goods store. So we take furniture and home decor, decorative items, and then all those donations come into the store, and then we sell them at a really great price to the community. And then those proceeds are there to help support the grants. So
Oh,
we
very
wanted
nice.
to be self-sustaining in some aspects of this. We didn't want to be completely dependent upon the public, but we still need the public to get behind us and help. And because as long as we're taking donations from the public, we're able to help even more veterans year after year. So the public assistance and the donations are really, really important to stand up all of our programs. And the other program we launched was our vehicle donation program. So we also accept vehicles of all kinds for donations: cars, motorcycles, trucks, ATVs, so RVs, just about any kind of vehicle you can think of. We accept those as donations, and we've got a very streamlined process. Makes it really easy. As long as the vehicle is intact, then we can just walk you through the process of the application, uploading the documents, and then within 48 hours, if a tow truck will come by, pick it up, and we'll take it off your hands. And the proceeds usually of the sale of the vehicle usually takes about 6 weeks, and then they may be eligible for a tax deduction for that donation. So that's another program that we have at VetCares. Another way that people can help support us and stand up our programs and our grants for our veterans.
Now,
So that's.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. Is this vehicle program, do they fix them up and then like resell them, or do they sell them for their weight in metal, that type of thing? Or
No, it depends. Most of the time they fix them up and sell them, and sometimes there isn't very much to be done at all. Sometimes it's just somebody's had a car for a very long time. It's just been sitting. It still runs, but it's been sitting for years, and they've decided to donate it.
oh, very nice.
Yeah.
And your thrift stores, are you looking at doing any other locations outside of Vegas?
Yes, we hope to eventually have thrift stores in every state. And so we're hoping to open and launch 2 more in Vegas. And then Orange County is on our radar.
Oh, nice.
And as well as Phoenix and Denver. Those would be sort of the locations that we'd start out with.
Oh, okay. Well, you've got a plan to go forward. That's great.
Yes.
And the vehicle programs, are that in a limited area right now, or is that
That is
statewide, nationwide?
nationwide.
That's nationwide.
Nationwide. Yep.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
we're
you
very
coordinate
excited.
with, yeah, that's very exciting. I mean, I know people that would take advantage of that, and I think that's a great idea. It's a really great idea. Your group seems to be out there on the cutting edge of different ways to raise the money and have these different programs available for deserving veterans. And you asked, or I don't mean you asked, but you stated about the financial needs. So the veteran applying has to do like a financial impact statement or something like that to show what the situation and their needs are. So that
For just mostly for the Callaway closing cost grant,
okay,
because and then the emergency fund grant. There's a little bit. It's nothing difficult. It's just a series of questions and a process of, number one, we do need to verify that they're actually a veteran, because there are a lot of
Right.
people who try to take advantage.
I'm afraid
So there's,
so.
yeah, unfortunately. So there is a process for each grant, but it's not very involved, and it's just meeting with us, getting to know us getting to know them, asking a series of questions, and then having the committee um, approve the grant, and then we move forward.
Oh, very nice. Um, how about the vet reps program?
Okay, VA rep, great
VA rep.
organization. And my heart is still there with VA rep after being with them for uh, 11 years. And it's a big family over there. And we certainly couldn't do it without all of our volunteers. So, the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, we have several chapters across the country. I think it's somewhere between 30 and 35 now chapters.
Wow.
And yeah, all made up of volunteers. We have the chapters have a board of 8 directors, and those are made up of the real estate and lending industry and title reps. Anybody in the real estate industry can be on the board. Just go through the process and the steps to get on the board, and then they run boots on the ground locally to educate. Each chapter has an education program where they educate the real estate industry about the VA loan benefit, and then any updates. We also have a legislation they help us with. We advocate for veterans in Washington, D.C. every June. We have a
Hmm.
policy conference. So we take our policies and we visit our representatives on the Hill to try and get our bills passed into law to help veterans. And we've had several. And all the chapters help with that. They have government affairs directors that are very active at this time of year, because June is right around the corner. So they're busy calling all of our representatives, getting ready to meet with them when we show up in June. And then they also have programs, what they call is VA VetCares, where they give back to their local veterans. Whereas
Hmm.
VetCares is like a national program, the chapters give back locally. So they
Okay.
take care of the veterans on the ground where the chapters are. And then they have membership mixers and really bring the community, their local communities together to help veterans. Our our main organization, USA Homeownership Foundation Inc., DBA VA Rep. So USA Homeownership Foundation Inc. We they offer financial literacy, and we have HUD counselors, certified HUD counselors at USA Homeownership Foundation Inc., and they will
Hmm.
help you fix credit for free and help you budget, help educate you about your finances. Very successful programs where we've had, I can think of one couple, both were veterans, and they came out of the military. You know, when you're young in the military, and sometimes you don't always spend wisely, and
Most
not
times you
sure
don't.
most times, and some do. But there isn't always somebody there to teach you how to manage that when you get out.
Right.
And so our HUD counselors will help guide that education. We had one couple, both were veterans, and their credit score was in the 500s. And they had some debt. So the counselors walked them through every step of the way, and gave them homework to do and help them pay off their debt, how to fix their credit. And within 18 months, their credit scores were over 700, and they had saved $18,000. And
Wow, that's impressive.
they were able to buy their first home. So that is really, really important for our military and veterans to be able to be in a home and have stability, and being able to pay their own mortgage instead of somebody else's mortgage through rent. So we really, really encourage those programs for them. And as long as they'll do the homework that the counselors provide them, then they'll be successful.
that's really amazing. I think those are probably more successful statistics than a lot of other organizations have. That that I'm really impressed with. I'm learning so much about your organization, even as we sit here talking today, which is the purpose of why we
Mhm.
wanted you on here. And for everybody watching, I have the executive director of VetCares, Carla Lemon, and we've been going through the different programs that they offer for veterans, and it's an amazing what you do. Um, I it's a whole another aspect of assisting veterans that you don't really think of. I know with the organizations I've been involved with, is some of the immediate things you think of is helping them with extra groceries, with food, with counseling and
Counseling.
and things like that, but not to the extent what you're doing, which is very essential to make your life successful. And
Yeah,
it's so
the
impressive. And I want to make sure that when we're done, we'll have all your links on our on this show's uh, information section when it goes out onto YouTube. It'll be on. It's going to be on Spotify, iHeart, a number of different streaming platforms that will make sure your information is on there. And at the very end of this, I will have you give your contact links, social media, things like that, so that it's also people will hear that. And Sarah's really good, my producer, with putting it on the bottom of the screen, your contact numbers and things like that. So people will have that uh, forever whenever they look at the this video. And so, is there another program that you also have, not maybe you per se, but the organization in general, where you help get a deserving veteran into a home?
yes, well, there's the head counseling, and then we also have what we call our Freedom Flippers program, and
Oh, that's it, Freedom Flippers.
and then we have a House a Vet program is probably the one you're speaking of. Um, we do donate a certain percentage of homes every year, mortgage
Okay.
free to veteran. So they would apply, and we send out flyers to when we and announce it when we have a home that is available to apply for, and we state the location on that. So it's anywhere. It just every year is a little different how many we have available, and then those veterans also have to go through the HUD counseling program to ensure that they're going to be successful homeowners,
Hmm.
and there's a step-by-step process to apply and then also go through the counseling program, because the founder, Son Win, is a veteran, and our co-founder, Dustin Luce, both in the real estate realm. And what I experienced when I was a realtor also, and I think this is why we have so many volunteers to be able to help veterans, is that within the real estate industry, there's a lot of myths about the VA loan benefit, and a lot of the people in the industry really don't understand the truth about the VA loan benefit. So we really want to educate the industry and the veterans so that they know exactly how to get into a home and to use their benefit. The industry sometimes shies away from it, or somebody may try to convince their seller not to accept the VA loan benefit because they don't know about it and they don't know the truth about it, and what a great buyer that is if they're approved for a VA loan benefit.
Right,
So,
right.
so a lot of veterans were missing out on home opportunities. So we educate to try and dispel all that so that more veterans can get their offers accepted and really not shy away from the benefit that they've earned. And
Yeah,
that's the VA loan benefit.
that's great. I've met both Dustin and Son, and very impressive professionals. Explained a lot of the program to me. San let me listen in on one of his interviews, and the people who apply for it, have the need, but they also have to have the desire
Mhm.
to follow all of the rules, like you said, with the counseling and everything that's in there. And I think that's a great program, because you're putting this responsibility on somebody to follow through. And vets are great at following through when they're given orders. It's just the way you're wired. And I think that if you give them that purpose, their PTSD or whatever their issues are seem to become secondary, because they have this goal in front of them that kind of takes center stage. And I found that with a lot of programs that I've helped out with, is it's a good distraction from your issues. We
Mhm.
did that with writing when we would teach writing to vets. You have a story within you, get it out, get it on paper, and things like that. And it's very successful when you can give somebody focused and give them a mission that they have to complete. That's just my observations in that area.
Yeah, the founder and co-founder, and all of us truly believe in providing a hand up and educating
Yeah,
so that they can be successful in the endeavor that they're trying to get to and trying to reach. And that's really the key, is that they have all the tools they need
no,
to make sure that they're successful.
no, that's a great way to put it. Is a hand up, not a handout. And I think also, I think there's some vets, we have this pride thing going on in our psyche, and we're more in tune to ask for help if it's a hand up. It's not, I'm going to give you something, because I learned that from my dad, who was a vet too, very stubborn. It's like, nope, I if I can earn something to eat, then I'll do it. I'm not going to take a handout type thing. It's just ingrained in us.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, that they know the community very well, so
yes,
to fit the program for their needs is really important.
absolutely. I just I wish you much success with this, and I'm really glad to be able to help you with getting your word out there. Are
Well,
there other things that are going on that you'd like to talk about, or bring
well,
up,
there's
or
there's a lot there's a lot going on all the time at USA Homeownership and VA Rep and VetCares. We're always growing, and um, we barely got these grants off the ground, and we have more coming. So
good?
we're just always growing. The most important part is, Tommy, thank you for your service. Um, with
Thank you.
without our veterans, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we do. And so it's really near and dear to all of our hearts and all of our volunteers. And we really could not do what we do without all of our volunteers across the country, and for all those people who donate and continue to donate, to continue to
Hmm.
support us and stand up our program so that we can help more veterans every year and just keep growing it, because there's just not enough help out there for all the veterans that need it.
No, no, not by a long shot. And it takes a multitude of different people and organizations working together to reach the goals that we all hope for with our veterans.
Hmm.
And I'm glad to see that, like, again, saying you have this chunk of it with the housing and the financial counseling and those type of things. It's I think just so important, because we're also irresponsible. So
Well, when you have a stability in your life, it's a lot easier to then move forward with the other things that you can work on.
No, you're absolutely right there. Um, so what does the future look like for VetCares?
Well, we'll be hopefully growing every year, and getting the word out is really important because people VetCares is in our second year, so a lot of people don't know about us yet. So
Hmm.
the donations and foundation help. If you know anyone who has a foundation, you know anyone who wants to, we are designing a sponsorship package also. So if anyone's interested in sponsoring, please reach out to us. And of course, we have some fundraising campaigns that we're going to be running on our social media. So make a donation for any one of those campaigns at any time. We'll be doing crowdfunding and peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer campaigns are where you can make your own page and then push it out, help us fundraise in your community by just clicking a button, putting your information in, boom, now all of a sudden you've got a fundraising page to help VetCares raise money and donations to help veterans.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. So just the more support we have, the more we grow, the more veterans we help.
Hmm. Absolutely. But the crowdfunding's been working pretty well for you then.
Well, I'm going to launch my first one next week, so we're going to see.
Oh, okay. So you're just stepping into it right now.
Yes, I am.
Well, much luck, and make sure I get to know your links so that I can share them with everybody when you start
Will do.
going on your campaigns.
We do
'Cause,
have a campaign going, a peer-to-peer campaign going right now for the Camp Cares, and trying to raise some more money so we can really fill the spots we want to this year in August and September. It's approximately $2,500 per veteran to attend.
mhm.
So if anybody wanted to just sponsor a vet and donate $2,500, then we'll get veterans through. Otherwise, any amount, even $5 makes a difference. Um, any amount at all helps. So
Mhm.
the peer-to-peer, I'll make sure you get the link to that. So anybody who wants to
Yes,
take their page and send it out there and try and get more. And if you know of any foundations that truly are wanting to support veterans, just let them know we're here, and we'll be happy to have a one-on-one with them and go over everything in detail with them.
absolutely. I'd be happy to do that. Um, I don't know, do you have some? Oh, I just thought I got a message from the producer, but I'm mistaken. Um, we got about 15 more minutes. It's your time, Carla, to wrap up or bring up anything you want to talk about with all the organizations. Um,
What
it's
I could give
it's
you the so for USA homeownership, if you go to myhomeownership.org, that's
okay.
where you can go to look for the help for their HUD counseling services, and all of our financial literacy is on there. So that is one page. And then if you are in the real estate industry and you're interested in getting involved with VA Rep, it's varep.net. And you can reach out to the association director, Ernie Gonzalez, and he'll be happy to help you launch a chapter wherever you are. And then for those where we already have chapters, just go on to varep.net and find the city that you're in, and reach out to the local chapter there to help. They're always needing committee help. And if you start on a committee and you're able to then help with their VA Rep Cares, and then you can always move up to a board position, but get involved locally to help veterans with boots on the ground.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have vetcares.org, where you can go and then click on for any of our programs for the vehicle donation program. If you have a vehicle you'd like to donate, And then if you have anybody who would like to apply for one of the grants, check back in April on the website and just have them go in and check for the application process, fill out the application, and then those will be, those always come directly to me once they're submitted. And you can find out more information on each one of those grants at the programs at varep.net as well. Were you able to, I don't know, are you able to show the video that I sent you for the camp?
No, it's a little too long for our
Too
system
long.
to handle it, and we were going to try to break it down to smaller segments, but it's just a little too challenging right away.
Sure. Well, I'll also have a link for that.
Yes,
I'll give you,
and we
and
can.
then they can watch that whenever they go check it out. We do have for social media for VA Rep, USA Homeownership, and VetCares. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram, LinkedIn, and I think there may be a few more for VA Rep or USA Homeownership, but at least those three. You can find us and find information on what's coming up. We also, for VA Rep, they also at the national level, we do host in the real estate industry. We do host different webinars. We've had Freddie Mac speak, and recently there's been someone from the VA, as well as a VA loan specialist that we just had a webinar on the VA loan and all the updates for this year, because there are updates every year regarding that. So make sure that you're following VA Rep National and to make sure that you're up to speed on what webinars are coming up. And there's a calendar of events on there as well that they can click on. And
Okay.
I'd, you know, just get involved in any way you can to help veterans. There's so many, and there's such a need. The even if it's just any nonprofit, of course, we'd love for you to help out with us. But if there's somebody else that fits your wheelhouse and fuels your passion and your heart, then please just get involved with any nonprofit that's helping veterans, because everybody needs extra hands in the nonprofit world, and the veterans really need all of us.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a time since probably World War II that we've had so many young combat veterans, men and women, who are in need of assistance from all different types of aspects in living.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really an important, challenging time.
You know, one of the things you just made me think about something with the store in Las Vegas. One of the things we've been able to do with our chapter in Las Vegas for their VA Rep Cares, they have hooked up with one of the veteran organizations. And so when a veteran is transitioning from homelessness into a facility or apartment, a home, after they've gone through their programs, they've reached out to the chapter, and the chapter has been able to assist financially. And they come to the store and shop, and then the chapter supports that shopping, and they are able to get some very nice furniture at a very good value and good price. And then the store delivers the furniture for the veteran as well and helps them get set up. So that's been a win-win for that. The store is in Las Vegas with our chapter in Las Vegas. They've always been a strong chapter, and they've always done so much for the local veterans there. So that has been a really good partnership to be able to help a lot of veterans there in Las Vegas.
Wow, that's great. That's really amazing. And thank you for doing that. That's
yeah, the chapter's been really great in supporting the store.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Well, I think we're almost to the end of our time, Carla. And
I
this has
can't
been
thank you
great.
enough, Tommy. This has been really
Um,
great. It's just so
and
nice to be able to have the exposure and be able to talk to you and really get the word out since we're so new. These was that it?
yeah, oh no, we're just running
Oh,
some
you're just clicking through.
flash.
Sorry.
No, the
Um, but
producer's
it's
running
people
through
like
some
you that
screens.
also help make the difference, right? In sharing our information and getting it out there, that also makes a huge impact on the community. And then also that rolls into being able to help veterans. So thank you so much for all that you're doing and allowing us to be on today.
Oh, you're welcome, and we look forward to having you on Talk with Brett on the radio station also. So
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
that'll be great. And I also want to thank you and VetCares for sponsoring today's show.
It was
So
our pleasure. And
and
one last shout out to all of our volunteers out there. You know, we can't do it without them. So thank you to all the volunteers that have supported all of us at VA Rep, USA Homeownership, and VetCares all these years.
oh, well, thank you so much, Carla. And once again, this is Tommy Anderson with the Real Tommy UnLeashed show on the IQ Podcast Network, uh, available on all streaming platforms. We had today the executive director of VetCares, Carla Lemon, telling us about her wonderful organization and all of the offshoots that come from this great group, that and VA reps also. Uh, Look at the contact information. It's running on the bottom of the screen. We'll have it posted with the video later so that you can reach out and support or look for assistance possibly from this organization. And, Carla, thank you again so much for making the time available to be on the show today and for the sponsorship. I mean, really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Okay, well, until next time, everybody stay safe and have a safe and wonderful St. Patrick's Day.